Welcome everyone. Do you ever feel like your brain is full of English, but when you try to speak, your mouth just won't cooperate? You can understand movies and read articles, but when it's your turn to talk, the words get stuck. It's a frustrating feeling, right? You've got all this knowledge, but you feel like you're on the outside of the conversation, looking in. What if I told you that the most fluent English speakers aren't just memorizing grammar rules all day? What if the secret to fluency wasn't about studying harder, but about studying smarter? They have a few simple, powerful habits they weave into their daily lives. And in this video, I'm going to share 6 of those secrets with you. These aren't complicated techniques, they are small, daily actions that will completely transform your English. The journey to fluency can feel like trying to climb a huge mountain. We think we need hours of free time, expensive courses, or some special talent for languages. But that's just not true. The real key is consistency. Small, consistent actions you take every single day will always be more powerful than one big study session every few weeks. Think of it like exercise. You wouldn't expect to get fit by going to the gym for 8 hours just once a month. You get fit by doing a little bit every day. Learning English is the same. It's a skill you build, a muscle you train. The habits we're about to talk about are your daily workout for English fluency. In this video, I'll break down 6 simple but incredibly effective habits to get you practicing your listening and speaking every single day. We'll talk about what each habit is, why it works, and how you can start using it today, without having to change your whole schedule. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear, actionable plan to make English a natural part of your life, not just another subject to study. Section 1, Habit 1, Narrate your life in English. The first and easiest habit to pick up is to become the narrator of your own life, in English. This might sound a little weird, but it's one of the best ways to start thinking in English and break the cycle of translating in your head. Here's how it works: whatever you're doing, just describe it out loud. Making your morning coffee? Don't just do it. Narrate it. Say, I'm walking to the kitchen. Now, I'm opening the cupboard to get a mug. I'm pouring hot water into the cup. Choosing an outfit? Describe your thought process. I think I'll wear the blue shirt today. It looks good with these black pants. Why is this so effective? For one, it forces your brain to actively find and use everyday vocabulary in real time. You're not just memorizing a random word list, you're connecting words to your direct experience, which makes them so much easier to remember. Second, it gets you comfortable building English sentences without any pressure. There's no one there to judge you, so you can speak freely and build confidence. It's like a private rehearsal for public conversations. You can start small. Just narrate one activity a day, like making breakfast. As you get more comfortable, you can expand it to other parts of your day, like your commute or your evening routine. This habit turns boring, everyday moments into valuable speaking practice. It retrains your brain to see the world through an English lens and makes speaking a natural, automatic process instead of a stressful mental workout. Section 2, Habit 2, Active Listening and Shadowing. Most of us listen to English a lot: music, movies, podcasts. But are we really listening? There's a huge difference between passive hearing and active listening. Active listening is when you really engage with what you're hearing, paying close attention to the words, the pronunciation, the rhythm, and the intonation. So, the second habit is to turn your listening time into active practice with a technique called shadowing. Shadowing is simple: you listen to a native speaker and repeat what they say in real time, just a second or two behind them. You become their shadow. This technique is an amazing way to improve your pronunciation, rhythm, and flow. So here's what you do: choose a short audio or video clip, a podcast, a YouTube video, or a scene from a TV show, that's about 1 or 2 minutes long. First, just listen and try to get the main idea. Then, listen again, but this time, repeat everything the speaker says. Don't worry about being perfect. The goal is just to mimic the sounds, the melody, and the rhythm of their speech. After you've shadowed the clip a few times, take it a step further. Listen to one sentence, pause the audio, and then repeat it, trying to copy the speaker's intonation exactly. Record yourself doing this and compare your recording to the original. You'll start to notice little details in your pronunciation that you can improve. Doing this for just 5 to 10 minutes a day trains your mouth and tongue to make English sounds more accurately. It also helps you internalize natural sentence structures, so when it's your turn to talk, the words will flow much more smoothly. It's like learning a song: you listen, you sing along, and eventually, the melody becomes second nature. Section 3, Habit 3, Keep a 5-minute speaking journal. We've all heard of writing in a journal, but what about a speaking journal? This third habit is a game changer for tracking your progress and building confidence when you speak. Instead of writing your thoughts, you speak them. Every day, just take out your phone and record yourself speaking in English for a few minutes. You can talk about anything: what you did that day, your opinion on a movie you just watched, your plans for the weekend, or even just what's on your mind. The topic doesn't matter. The important part is that you just speak. Why is this so powerful? First, it gives you a safe space to practice talking without being afraid of making mistakes in front of other people. You're your only audience. Second, when you listen back to your recordings, you become your own coach. You'll hear the words you had trouble with, notice your pronunciation habits, and catch grammar mistakes you might be making over and over. Figuring this stuff out on your own is the key to getting better. Here's how to make it a consistent habit. Set a daily alarm on your phone and label it English Speaking Journal. When it goes off, open your voice recorder app and just talk for a few minutes. At the end of the week, listen back to your recordings from the start of the week. You'll be amazed at the small improvements you've already made. This habit does more than just improve your speaking, it documents your journey. A month from now, you'll be able to listen to your first recording and hear just how far you've come. That real proof of progress is one of the biggest motivators you can have. It proves that your daily efforts are paying off and will inspire you to keep going. Section 4, Habit 4, Read aloud for 10 minutes every day. The fourth habit is simple, but people often forget about it: reading aloud. When we read silently, we're only practicing one skill: comprehension. But when you read aloud, you're practicing comprehension, pronunciation, and speaking all at once. Find something to read in English every day: a news article, a blog post, a short story, or a chapter from a book. The key is to read it out loud. As you read, pay attention not just to the words, but to how you're saying them. Try to speak clearly and with confidence. Reading aloud bridges the gap between understanding a word and being able to say it correctly. You'll run into words you know by sight but have never actually tried to say out loud. When you stumble on a word, don't just skip it. Look up its pronunciation. Listen to a native speaker say it online, and then try saying it yourself a few times. This habit helps you build muscle memory in your mouth for English sounds. Plus, reading aloud helps you internalize the natural rhythm and structure of English sentences. You start to get a feel for how words connect and flow together in a way that silent reading just can't teach you. You start to develop an intuitive sense for what sounds right in English. Make this a part of your daily routine. Maybe you can read an article aloud with your morning coffee, or read a page from a book before bed. It doesn't have to take a long time. Even 10 minutes of focused practice each day will make a huge difference. It's a low-pressure way to activate your speaking muscles and make your spoken English sound more natural and fluent. Section 5, Habit 5, Focus on phrases and chunks, not single words. Fluent speakers don't build sentences one word at a time. Their brains think in chunks, or groups of words that naturally go together. This is why they can speak so smoothly without constantly pausing to think about grammar. The fifth habit is to shift your focus from learning individual words to learning whole phrases. For example, instead of just learning the word appointment, learn the whole chunk, make an appointment. Instead of the word sorry, learn I'm sorry to hear that. When you learn these chunks, you're learning vocabulary and grammar at the same time, and you don't have to worry about how to put the words together correctly. The work is already done for you. How can you practice this? When you're listening or reading, pay attention to word combinations you hear over and over. These are often idioms, phrasal verbs, or common expressions. When you find a new phrase, don't just write down its meaning. Write down the full sentence you found it in. For example, if you hear the phrase, get the hang of it, write down, I'm starting to get the hang of this new software. Then, create your own sentences with that phrase. You could say, learning to drive was difficult at first, but I'm finally getting the hang of it. Thinking this way totally changes how you speak. Instead of reaching for single words and trying to piece them together with the right grammar, your brain can just grab a complete, pre-assembled chunk. This drastically cuts down on hesitation and makes your speech sound much more natural and fluent, just like a native speaker. Section 6, Habit 6, Conduct a post-conversation review. Our final habit is all about turning every conversation you have into a chance to learn. Fluent speakers are often reflective learners. After they speak English, they take a moment to think about it. This habit is the post-conversation review. It's very simple. After you finish a conversation in English, whether it was with a colleague, a language partner, or even just ordering a coffee, take 2 minutes to reflect. Ask yourself 3 questions. 1. What went well? Did I successfully explain an idea? Did I use a new phrase I learned? Acknowledge your wins. This builds confidence. 2. What was difficult? Was there a moment when I got stuck? Did I search for a word and couldn't find it? 3. What can I learn from this? If you got stuck on a word, look it up now. Write it down. If you weren't sure about a grammar point, take a minute to research it. This habit of reflection is so powerful because you're fixing the exact problems you run into in the real world. You're not studying random topics, you're working on the specific issues you personally encountered. This makes your learning incredibly efficient and relevant. You can do this in your head, or you can keep a small notebook for it. After a conversation, just jot down a note or 2. For example, struggle to explain my job. Need to learn vocabulary for my industry. Or, use the phrase, on the other hand, correctly. Success. This reflective practice makes you an active driver in your own learning journey. It helps you pinpoint your exact weaknesses and turn them into strengths. Over time, this habit ensures that you're constantly improving and that every single conversation, no matter how small, pushes you one step closer to fluency. Alright, let's do a quick recap of the 6 powerful habits that will transform your English speaking and listening skills. First, narrate your life in English, to start thinking directly in the language. Second, practice active listening and shadowing, to improve your pronunciation and flow. Third, keep a 5-minute speaking journal, to build confidence and track your progress. Fourth, read aloud daily, to connect what you can read with what you can say. Fifth, focus on phrases and chunks, not just single words, to speak more naturally. And sixth, conduct a post-conversation review, to learn from your real-world experiences. The path to fluency isn't a sprint, it's a marathon built on small, daily steps. Don't try to do all of these at once. Choose 1 or 2 that feel right for you and commit to doing them every single day for the next month. Consistency is always more important than intensity. Remember, fluency isn't about being perfect. It's about being able to communicate with confidence. Every time you practice, you're building that confidence. You have the ability to do this. Start small, stay consistent, and be patient with yourself. You're already on your way. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your biggest challenge when it comes to practicing English speaking every day? Is it finding the time, a lack of confidence, or something else? Share your experience in the comments below. Reading through the comments is a great way to learn from other people in our community and realize that you're not alone on this journey. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next one. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.